2-1. We're still working with square root functions. We are specifically finding the average rate of change today. Remember that slope. And then we're going to evaluate square root functions. Okay, so example 1. For the given function, find the average rate of change to the nearest hundredth over the interval. So that just means that we're going to find the slope over this interval. It's the average slope because we can't really find the slope of a square root function. You're kind of, what you're doing is you're averaging it, okay? It's not like a line where, yes, there's an exact slope. And we're going to round to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so first, f of x equals the square root of x plus 7. Our interval is from 2 to 10, so we're going to start off with evaluating f of 2. So f of 2 equals the square root of 2 plus 7. So f of 2 equals the square root of 9. F of 2 equals 3. So we have the point 2, 3. We plugged in 2, we got out 3. Now we're going to do the same thing with 10. F of 10 equals the square root of 10 plus 7. F of 10 equals the square root of 17. Now you might want to just leave it like that because we're working with radicals and we can't simplify, we often leave it. But since we're doing slope, it would be kind of weird to have radicals and slopes. So we're going to put that into a calculator. So take your calculator out. So you're doing this with me. Put this in the calculator, square root of 17. And when you do that, you should get, rounded off, 4.12. So that is the point 10, 4.12. Okay, now we're going to plug in the slope formula. Remember, slope formula is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Plugging in y2, 4.12 minus 3 over 10 minus 2. That is 1.12 over 8. And if you put that in the calculator, you get m equals 0.14. Rounded off. Rounding to the nearest hundredth. Okay, next, I'm going to leave the directions up. We're going to go to example 2, same directions, just a different problem. So I'm going to change this to example 2. I'm going to erase my work. Okay, so now we have the function f of x equals, same function actually, x plus 7, square root of x plus 7, and our interval is -3 to 5. Okay, we're going to start off with plugging in -3. So f of -3 equals the square root of -3 plus 7. F of -3 equals the square root of 4. F of -3 equals 2. So that is the point -3, 2. Okay, now we're going to plug in 5. F of 5 equals square root of 5 plus 7. F of 5 equals the square root of 12. Tempted to simplify this right now, but there's no need to because we're just going to convert it to a decimal since we're finding slope. So the square root of 12, if you put that in your calculator, you will get 3.46. So that is the point 5, 3.46. Now we're going to plug in the slope formula. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We're going to do 3.46 minus 2. So m equals 3.46 minus 2 over 5 minus -3. 3.46 minus 2 is 1.46. 5 minus negative 3, that's 5 plus 3, which is 8. And when you do 1.46 divided by 8 in your calculator, you will get m equals 0.18. All right, example 3, same directions. Our function is f of x equals the square root of 2x. The interval is 0 to 10. Plugging in 0, f of 0 equals the square root of 2 times 0. F of 0 equals the square root of 0. F of 0 equals 0, so that's the point 0, 0. Next, f of 10 equals the square root of 2 times 10. So f of 10 equals the square root of 20. If you put the square root of 20 in your calculator, you will get 4.47. So that is the point 10, 4.47. Plugging into slope formula, y2 minus y1, so 4.47 minus 0 over 10 minus 0 equals 4.47 over 10. And when you put that in your calculator, 4.47 divided by 10 is 0.45. So your slope is approximately 0.45. Moving to example 4, now we are evaluating each function for the given value of the variable. So when you evaluate, you're just plugging in the number and seeing what your y value is, what comes out. Okay. So we have f of x equals the square root of 2x plus 5. It says x equals 2. It might also say, what is f of 2? That's the same thing. So f of 2 equals 2 times 2 plus 5. I'm just plugging in 2 for x. So f of 2 equals the square root of 4 plus 5. So f of 2 equals the square root of 9. So f of 2 equals 3. That's it. Next one, we have the square root of x divided by 10, and x is 17. So f of 17 equals the square root of 17 divided by 10. So what you want to do in your calculator is you want to do the square root of 17, press equals, and then press divided by 10. And when you do that, or you could break it up and you could do the square root of 17 is about 4.12, and then divide by 10. You could do it that way as well. And then you will get 0.41. I'm rounding off to the hundredths. Doesn't really matter what you round off to. And the last one, f of x equals the square root of x divided by 10. This is different than this one, looks similar but different. F of 17 equals the square root of 17 over 10. So what you can do is you could press the square root function in your calculator and then do 17 divided by 10, or you could do 17 divided by 10 first, get whatever that is, and then put that under the radical. So that is 1.30. And that is it for today.